Picture this. You're in a crowded room surrounded by laughter and chatter, yet you feel completely invisible. Your heart aches with a loneliness so profound it feels like drowning in plain sight. You wonder if something is wrong with you. But what if I told you that Carl Jung predicted this exact feeling over a century ago? What if your deepest pain is actually evidence of your rarest gift? Before we go deeper into this revelation, smash that subscribe button and like this video. Your future self will thank you for what you're about to learn. You know, I've spent years studying the human psyche, and there's something Carl Gustav Jung discovered that most people never hear about. This Swiss psychiatrist, who revolutionized our understanding of the mind, spent decades studying what he called the psychology of individuation. He discovered that certain minds are wired differently, not broken, not flawed, but fundamentally different. These are the minds that see patterns others miss, feel emotions others can't fathom, and carry burdens others will never understand. If you're an INFJ, INFP, INTJ, or INTP, the rarest personality types, representing less than 8% of the population combined, Jung's work reveals why your loneliness cuts so deep. You're not antisocial, you're not broken, you're archetypal. Let me explain what I mean by this. Jung identified what he called the transcendent function, the ability to bridge conscious and unconscious realms. The rare types possess this function in abundance, but it comes with a price. You see beyond the veil that others accept as reality. Think of it this way. Imagine you're the only person in a theater who can see the strings controlling the puppets. Everyone else is mesmerized by the show, but you can't unsee the mechanics. This is your daily existence. You perceive the underlying patterns, the hidden motivations, the unspoken truths that others either can't see or choose to ignore. Jung called this the curse of consciousness. The more aware you become, the more isolated you feel. Your intuition, that dominant function that makes you who you are, constantly processes information that others miss entirely. You're living in high definition while the world operates in standard resolution. But here's where it gets profound. Jung discovered that this loneliness isn't a bug in your system, it's a feature. You're experiencing what he termed the dark night of the soul, a necessary passage that only the most psychologically sophisticated minds can navigate. Your loneliness is existential, not social. It's not about lacking people around you, it's about lacking people who can meet you in the depths where you naturally dwell. Let me paint you some pictures that might feel familiar. There's Sarah, an INFJ, sitting in her office break room. Her colleagues discuss weekend plans, shopping, parties, casual hangouts. She smiles and nods, but inside, she's screaming. Not because she dislikes her co-workers, but because the conversation feels like trying to satisfy hunger with air. She craves connection, but not this kind. She wants to discuss the book that changed her perspective on mortality, the dream that revealed her life's purpose, the way autumn light makes her feel simultaneously melancholic and hopeful. Or consider Marcus, an INTJ who attends family gatherings and feels like an anthropologist studying an alien culture. He loves his family, but their concerns feel foreign to him. While they debate sports scores and gossip, his mind wrestles with systematic problems and future possibilities. He's present in body, but absent in spirit, longing for just one conversation that matches the complexity of his inner world. Then there's Elena, an INFP, who feels like she's carrying the emotional weight of the entire world. She absorbs the pain of strangers, feels the collective suffering of humanity, and yet when she tries to express this sensitivity, she's told she's too much or too deep. So she retreats, not because she wants to be alone, but because solitude feels safer than being misunderstood. And David, an INTP, who finds himself intellectually starved in most social situations. His mind operates like a sophisticated computer, constantly analyzing, connecting, and theorizing, but when he shares his insights, he's met with blank stares or polite disinterest. So he learns to keep his thoughts to himself, creating an invisible barrier between his inner richness and outer expression. Do any of these stories sound familiar? I thought they might. Jung understood that these rare types serve a crucial function in human evolution. You're the ones who push boundaries, question assumptions, and envision possibilities that others can't see. But this gift comes with profound isolation. In relationships, you struggle because you need depth, while others prefer surface. You want to explore the psychology behind behaviors, while others just want to enjoy the moment. You see potential in people that they don't see in themselves, leading to disappointment when they don't live up to your vision. In your career, you feel like a square peg in a round hole. Traditional work environments often reward extroversion, quick decisions, and surface-level networking, everything that drains your energy. You thrive on meaning, autonomy, and the ability to work with complex ideas. But these opportunities are rare. In social settings, you experience what Jung called the persona trap. You learn to wear masks to fit in, but each mask takes you further from your authentic self. The more you adapt to others' expectations, the lonelier you become, because no one is connecting with the real you. But here's the revelation that changes everything. Jung discovered that this loneliness is actually a call to individuation. The process of becoming who you're truly meant to be. Your isolation isn't punishment, it's preparation. You're being forged in the fires of solitude to emerge as something the world desperately needs. And you know what? Modern science backs this up completely. Dr. Elaine Aron's research on highly sensitive persons shows that 15–20% of the population has more active mirror neurons and deeper processing in the brain's emotional centers. Dr. Dario Nardi's EEG studies reveal that intuitive types show unique brainwave patterns, with more whole brain activation and complex neural networks. Recent studies on introversion by Dr. Marty Olson-Laney demonstrate that introverts have longer neural pathways and rely more heavily on the parasympathetic nervous system, making them naturally more reflective and less stimulated by external rewards. What Jung intuited through decades of clinical observation, science now proves. Your brain is literally wired differently. Your loneliness isn't a character flaw, it's a neurological reality that comes with extraordinary gifts. Now I want you to try something with me. Close your eyes for a moment. Take 3 deep breaths. I want you to imagine your loneliness not as an empty void, but as a sacred space. Picture it as a cathedral of consciousness, with high vaulting ceilings and stained glass windows that filter light into beautiful patterns. In this cathedral, your solitude becomes sanctuary, your sensitivity becomes strength, your depth becomes your greatest treasure. Feel the peace that comes from accepting this space as holy, not hollow. Now imagine Jung himself walking into this cathedral. He looks at you with understanding eyes and says, "You are not alone in your aloneness. You are part of an ancient lineage of souls who carry the light of consciousness into dark places. Your loneliness is not your burden, it's your calling." Take one more deep breath and open your eyes. You've just experienced what Jung called active imagination, the ability to dialogue with your unconscious and transform pain into purpose. So what can you actually do with this understanding? Let me give you 5 practical ways to transform your loneliness from curse to gift. First, create what I call the daily depth ritual. Every morning, spend 10 minutes writing about something that truly matters to you, not your to-do list, but your deeper thoughts and feelings. This feeds your need for meaning and validates your inner world. Second, adopt the selective social strategy. Instead of trying to connect with everyone, identify 2–3 people who can meet you at your depth. Invest in quality over quantity. One meaningful conversation is worth 100 superficial ones. Third, use the creative channel. Use your loneliness as fuel for creative expression. Write, paint, compose, or create in whatever medium calls to you. Your isolation becomes the raw material for art that touches others' souls. Fourth, establish the solitude sanctuary. Create a physical space that honors your need for alone time. Make it beautiful, meaningful, and completely yours. This transforms loneliness from something that happens to you into something you choose. And fifth, practice the purpose practice. Ask yourself daily, how can my sensitivity serve the world today? Your depth isn't meant to be hidden. It's meant to be a gift that helps others navigate their own darkness. You see, Carl Jung once wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Your loneliness isn't evidence that something is wrong with you. It's evidence that something is profoundly right with you. You feel alone because you're ahead of your time, because you see what others can't yet see, because you carry light into places where others fear to go. The world needs your depth in an age of superficiality. It needs your sensitivity in an age of numbness. It needs your vision in an age of blindness. Your loneliness is the price of consciousness, but consciousness is the gift you give to a sleeping world. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not alone in your aloneness. You are rare, and rare things are precious beyond measure. If this video has touched something deep within you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Comment below and tell me which of these insights resonated most with your soul. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel because we're building a community of rare souls who understand that our greatest wounds can become our greatest gifts. Remember, in a world that often feels foreign, you are not lost. You are home in yourself, and that, my friend, is the most beautiful solitude of all.